Eric, 2025.
What are your resolutions?
New Year's
Eric?
resolutions.
I also want to pare down my wardrobe. I've got like...
Ooh, what do you mean?
What isn't this lovely to be in your 20s? Mine is like, can I stop global warming this year?
Welcome to Guys We...
Greetings, human beings that listen to us. It's just two dudes sitting on a couch wearing hats talking about aliens and acid peptides that are good for working out. Boy, I love that, huh? Welcome to another episode of Guys We Briefed.
It's the Anti-Slut Shaming Podcast. I'm Corinne Fisher.
I'm Krystyna Hutchinson.
Welcome to our show, which is about doing man stuff.
Yeah, just building decks.
Ooh.
Barbecuing. Mm-hmm. Some great cauliflower barbecue.
Not going to therapy?
No, that's for
Pussycats.
Yeah, there we go. Whew, good save. Oh my God. We almost got demonetized.
Well, the thing is, it's a bot doing it anyway, so they might still catch that but I can request a human review.
Oh, that's good. Please. Oh, come on. Give us the $17 in ad money.
It's hard.
Welcome to the show. This is going to be a Just Us show that we do. I love these episodes that we do at the end of every year.
Yeah.
Where we talk about our New Year's resolutions for 2025. Love a new year. Love a fresh start. Oh my God, it's the best. It's the best feeling. Why?
That was just such a you statement.
I live for fresh starts. Oh my God, no one's mad at you. No one's angry with you. You didn't do a bad job yet.
Every day, Krystyna wants to wake up and do the Men in Black thing.
Yes. Eternal sunshine of the spotless mind myself every single morning. And I'm like, wow, look at all this stuff.
That's so funny.
Oh, that's great. Well, there is this meditation that one of the books I read that's like, and it's actually pretty cool to do. When I remember to do it, it's neat. So close your eyes and really like kind of center yourself. And before you walk out the door, pretend you just got here, like to planet Earth. You just got here.
Okay.
You have understandings of how things work, but you just got here to the planet. And then you open your eyes and you walk around and you're in awe of everything.
Oh, I thought it was going to be a day of disappointment because everyone's behavior is so disgusting. But that's the difference between us, you know? That's why the show works.
What do you do, guy? What do you got, shoes on? That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I would also have curiosity, but my curiosity would be more like, how did we get here?
I mean, that's a very valid question.
Oh God,
that's a very valid question.
Interesting. Yeah, God, there's so much behavior that I would be like, what is going on?
Truly. And it just makes life a little bit more interesting, pretending you just got here.
Yeah.
And then there's another one that this guy taught was, so your soul, he said, is seated. It's not seated in the center of your brain where your pineal gland is. That's what I used to think. Or in your chest. It's in your, it's in this, what is this called? Which chakra is this?
I always forget.
Diaphragm.
No,
chakra. We're talking chakras, Eric. Stop giving us real scientific, anatomical information.
Solar plexus.
We were kidding. It's not a man show. It's a girl show. We're talking about chakras.
Shut the heck up, Eric.
I thought the solar plexus was right at the bottom of your ribs.
Well, it's above your belly button. So yeah, that's a pretty solar plexus because your sacral chakra is below.
Now you're mansplaining chakras to us.
You know what? In 2025, my New Year's resolution is for Eric to never mansplain a chakra to me ever fucking again, ever again. But yeah, so the exercise is. So your solar plexus chakra, which is right above your belly button, that's where your soul is seated. Now, again, this is just an author's, opinion, who knows? But when I read it, it felt right. Anyway, so pretend that you're like your soul in this human body and you're actually like your body is like a giant submarine. Mm-hmm. And so you are seated in your sacral chakra and you have these two long periscopes that go up into your eye sockets and that's how you see, right? So meaning like it decenters you from being in your head or your heart to your sacral chakra. Okay. Does that make sense?
Kind of.
So like you close your eyes.
I'm still grasping the fact that because I always thought my soul was just like everywhere in my body. That's how I thought of it. I didn't think it was like stored, but we'll get past that.
Yeah, I mean, who knows?
And then so it's basically like your soul's here and it's looking out through two
like periscopes that are your eyeballs. Okay. And so like you're kind of seated comfortably in this, like there's like children's cartoon books of like all these, underground creatures like muskrats and rats and like really cute little rat families. And they live in all of these like little burrows underground, like Richard Scarry and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like there's a little burrow in your sacral chakra and that's where you are. And then if you want to look out into the world, you're looking up through this periscope that's looking at your eyeballs.
Well, that's nice because it makes you feel protected.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there you go. Happy New Year, everybody. Speaking of New Year.
Oh my God. Speaking of New Year, guys.
That's a show.
There is a show that I do as tradition every year at New York Comedy Club East Village. It is the pregame show for New Year's. I love New Year's. I love New Year's Eve. I love New Year's Eve. I feel like you love the New Year. I love New Year's Eve. I just feel like it's an exciting night. I don't know. It's sexy. It's exciting. It's glittery. It's party. It's all the things that I love. So New Year's Eve, we're doing the yearly 6 p.m. pregame show.
It's such a great time to do a show.
It's the only night where a 6 p.m.
hostage.
show would be appropriate. In fact, I hate ball drop shows. It's so hard to concentrate because you're really just thinking about the new year. And then any comedian that has to go on after the ball drops, no one's listening.
No one cares. And also, you want to be in a room of people you love when the ball drops, I feel like. Not that you have to be, but it's just like extra special.
Right. And it also gets you out the door early because it's the one night where the party pretty much is over at around midnight. Like once the ball drops, that's kind of like, that's the climax so that we've been waiting for. Yeah. And then everyone kind of just wants to like go home and bone, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
So, 6 p.m. Doors are at 5:30 because the show really starts at 6 p.m. We have to. It's a packed night for comedy clubs. It's the biggest night in comedy, truthfully. And so it is Krystyna Hutchinson. I'm hosting it as usual. Krystyna Hutchinson, Harrison Greenbaum, Lev for Ryan Long, Danny Polishchuk, AJ Giro. Who else is on this list? Chloe LeBranch. Then that's everyone,
that's
right?
That's a pretty good lineup.
I keep doing it, and every time I forget to say one person. Okay, perfect. Yeah. So
it's a great lineup.
And I know, like, a lot of times I have a lot of the same people on. Yeah, I do, because those are my friends. And, like, if I had a new group of friends every year, I think you should be concerned for me. But everyone, and they don't know this yet.
Wow,
but
you're addicted to fresh starts.
But I'm mandating that everyone does material that they did not do at the last New Year's show.
Are we doing fucked up material, kind of?
I call it morbid New Year's Eve, but I just do that to really prepare people for the men on the show that they're not going to have perhaps the same worldview.
I get exactly.
Like, my male friends don't have really the same worldview as a lot of our fan base.
True.
And that's that's a nice way of saying that.
Yeah.
It's like when we used to go on Legion of Skanks and we would tell the fan base, don't watch this.
Yeah.
don't watch this.
Right. I get it. It's gonna be a fun night.
Yeah, it's very exciting, and it's so much show. I often feel like I haven't competitively looked at the other clubs' lineups yet, but last year I looked at everyone and I was like, ours is the best lineup in town, easily. Most bang for your buck. It's so many headliners on one show.
Yeah. So, and it's not going to take over your New Year's Eve plans.
It's the start.
Great.
It's the start. Then you can go get hammered, do whatever you want.
Yeah. Get hammered after the show.
Yeah. It's just stand by your phone, waiting for the guy who's not going to text. And if he does,
that's Krystyna's New Year's Eve.
It'll be
a lot of them.
No, but then if he does text, it's literally like HNY.
And you're just like when it's your birthday, HBD.
Yeah.
Cool.
HNY. With like a little like sparkly emoji, and you're like, okay, well, I'm glad I waited all day for this. This felt good. This really
New Year's is a very sexual night. Like,
it's sexual, and there's also feels like there's a lot on the line, but there's literally nothing on the line.
That's
for most
true, which
people.
is very safe. That's why it's so fun, though. I think it's like stakes are high, but for what?
Well, it's been like set up societally that like, at midnight, everything's gonna change, and literally,
no one's gonna be mad at you anymore.
Nothing has ever changed.
No, not even Y2K.
Nothing has ever.
That was the scariest in quotes one.
Oh my god!
Remember, they're like, the computers can't handle the zeros. Everything's gonna go out.
Krystyna, do I remember?
Damn thing. You had a Y2K party?
No, the song that I chose for the poster for the show though, Will 2K. I was going through New Year because there's a plethora of Christmas songs, not enough New Year's songs.
Yeah.
I mean, for me,
It's just that instrumental.
Auld Lang Syne is the iconic one. And then, I mean, I'm like, when the most like easily thinkable New Year's song to me is Kiss Me at Midnight by NSYNC. That's not a good song.
That's a fucking song?
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, Krystyna, you've never listened to NSYNC's Christmas album?
No.
Okay, actually, I'm not a fan of Christmas albums from artists. It's a banger.
Really?
Yeah.
I do love.
Kiss me at midnight, dancing to
This doesn't count, Google. Or YouTube.
No, I always feel comfortable singing on this show because they never know what I'm singing. The algorithm
Right.
would never catch it because it's not even in the right key.
Oh, I'm sorry. She's singing.
You can't sing, but I can sing it as far because they're like, what is that noise? That's the rule for the show. I'm allowed to sing because the algorithm will never catch it.
Thank God it's Friday night.
Right?
And I just got paid.
Yeah.
Money.
It is.
Blanket.
It is. It's a really. And then their Christmas
listen
song,
to
Merry Christmas,
Oh,
and
happy holidays.
Yeah, it's so good.
You're not gonna get that another sex podcast.
It's really, really a good album.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot about the Merry Christmas.
I have it on cassette tape. That's how long I've been treasuring this.
cassette
I
tape.
have it on cassette tape.
Boom boxes.
Yep.
Remember when you waited for the song to come on to record it?
Oh.
It's fucking crazy how technology has just really. I mean, I feel for our
the
parents.
Granny's sex
No.
podcast. Do you just put a
put
blanket
your
on and then
dick in
said
my hole.
and then said, do you remember when you used to tape music off of your boom box on the radio?
And you would wait all day for the DJ to play a song, and then when you missed it and you only got like a little bit of the song.
Oh, I would have my finger just like hovering above the record thing, so when they played the 9 at 9, I could be ready. And then when the DJ would start talking during the intro of the song, I'd be like, "You need
So
to
annoying.
stop talking right
annoying.
now."
Yeah.
It's my only shot.
There was a thing on Q102 in Philly where it was like, tell me what homework you're working on. And I would always call in and then I would get through. And then the next day in middle school, they'd be like, I just heard you on Q102 and Krystyna. I'm like, yeah, doing my social studies homework.
You were like a celebrity if you got on the radio.
I was been on the airwaves since I was 12 trying to get touched by a teacher. It didn't work. Happy New Year.
Oh my
Happy New
God!
Year. Happy New
All
Year.
right, and after you've bought tickets to the New Year's Eve show, New York Comedy Club at 6 p.m. New Year's Eve, you can head over to YouTube and click subscribe on Without a Country podcast. You're gonna listen, guys. Donald Trump's getting sworn in January, and it's gonna be something.
Hey, maybe he'll do a great job.
I hope he does.
I want him to.
I hope he does, but as I said to Krystyna when I walked in, I just read an article about him trying to privatize the postal system. So
It's just like,
don't love that idea.
No.
But anyway, you can learn more about privatization of companies and how it's the American way and how everything is really rooted in money and how our government doesn't care about us on Without a Country. But it's fun. I make it fun. It's a fun time. You'll feel like you know stuff, and then you don't have to go look through the news and get sad. I do that for you. And I also have a Patreon if you want to get one exclusive video news story a week, and also just help assist me in like paying for all the news subscriptions and my producer and all this kinds of stuff. It's patreon.com/withoutacountry. But it's a really cool community that we built there. I really do feel that way. I really feel like it's like
nice.
people have learned how to not just get at each other's throats when we're talking about topics that we disagree on. And plenty of people disagree with my takes on things, but they write in calmly
Isn't that
why,
nice?
and then give me some information, and they give me some perspective from the life experience that they have, and I go and then I read on the air, and then
That's
we all
beautiful.
learn. We learn and we grow.
I love talking to that Philly couple at the election show.
Yeah.
That was Trumpers.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a nice opportunity to just talk to people.
Wow, and I feel like that was an accomplishment for
Yes.
me, that I am openly Democratic running a show, and people who were openly voting for Donald Trump felt fine coming to the show.
Yes,
that
that's
was
good.
the point.
Yay.
Thank you, everyone.
You're a real leader, Corinne.
Thank you.
Tulsa, Oklahoma. Where are you? Because guess what? I'm coming inside of you. Ooh, don't ditch that YouTube algorithm. January 10th and 11th, I'm headlining the Looney Bin, and guess who's coming with me? Eric Freddy is going to be featuring for me.
Oh my God.
So you're going to see Eric. You're going to see me. We're going to be in Oklahoma.
Wow.
And it's going to, I love tornadoes so much. I know no tornadoes are going to happen.
Don't will that on
No,
yourself.
I mean, it's winter. No, there's not going to be tornadoes. No, it
Where
don't work like that.
Where there's a will, there's a way. Where there's a will to K.
If there is a tornado, I will openly be like, look at God. But yeah, I do want to go tornado hunting, which is something you can do. But that's not until the spring, okay? I'm going to be there January 10th and 11th. I'm headlining the Looney Bin. I'm very excited. I've never been to that comedy club. And I used to listen to Mark Maron's WTF podcast all the time. It was one of the first podcasts I've ever listened to. And I learned about the comedy world and the Comedy Store when I was like a little baby. And he always talked about the Looney Bin for some reason. And I'm like, so when I got booked there, I'm like, ooh, that's what Mark Maron talked about. So I'm very excited.
That sounds good. I'm excited to hear about your experience there.
Yeah, we're going to do cool Oklahoma shit. If you have any recs, send them my way. Toronto, I'm coming back inside of you. January 17th and 18th, I'm going to be headlining Comedy Bar. That's going to be a very fun show. And then on my solo podcast, The Voices in Our Heads, it was a pretty great podcast where I talk about a lot of woo-woo stuff, a lot of alien stuff, a lot of what the hell's in the sky, huh? And I have a Patreon where once a week we go on Zoom and we talk about whatever is on our mind. And there's so many guys that come every week. And like the last Zoom was so well attended and it just made me so happy. And we talk about really intense stuff, but once a month, and my first one is actually tonight, the day we're recording, I'm going to do a woo-woo Zoom where we do a group meditation, talk about anything under that category, that topic, and then do some exercises like remote viewing exercises that I've picked up along the way, because everybody has a psychic gift. You just have to figure out what it is. You know
Wait, what's remote viewing again?
So remote viewing, I used to do this as a kid.
I think I know what this is.
You close your eyes and you get in like a meditative, really super calm state, and you pick a target. So when I took the remote viewing class with Alan Seinfeld, the guy who wrote the Making Contact book,
right?
He wears a lot of hats in the woo-woo community. He had a painting, and he was like, or a painting or a news article about an event, and we didn't know what it was, and it was all over Zoom. And he was like, all right, I want you guys to, we did a group meditation, and then we just like, what impressions are coming to you? Like, meditate with the intention of, I want to figure out what this painting is that he has, or whatever.
Okay.
So it's just intention setting. And there was one, it was a photo of the hill that JFK got killed on. And I remember
the grassy knoll?
Yeah, the grassy knoll, yeah. And I was like, I remember I was telling Alan, I'm like, I think it's about something where there was a pivot and it was a loss of innocence. Like it was a big moment of loss of innocence. And Alan was like, oh my God, very good. And then he told me it was JFK. So so remote viewing is something that pretty much everybody can do, and we're going to try it. And so patreon.com/Krystyna Hutchinson, that's where you sign up. That would be a cool Christmas present, signing up for our Patreons, because then no one needs another hoodie. Just get a Patreon subscription.
There you go.
There you go.
Perfect.
How you doing?
I'm great.
Everyone I know is pregnant.
Oh, that's so funny because
everyone.
When I was thinking about like what I did this year, I also like that I said I'm great, and then you said everyone I know is pregnant. And I go, I don't know that that's really related because
it's just something that I'm like, I've never experienced. I guess you get in phases in your life where you go into a lot of baby showers.
No, that's literally this year. Like so, last year and the year before, it was like it was like my year of 11 weddings, and then this year
11
all baby showers.
Wow, right?
All baby showers.
Wild.
Weddings to baby showers, or as I call it, just when you think things couldn't get worse.
You're adding another person.
Let me tell you guys, if you thought I hated weddings,
yeah,
I hate baby showers.
I can't imagine you enjoying 1 second of a baby shower.
But I just love, like, I went to a baby shower on Saturday, and I love the person. And it wasn't even about. It was like it was the first baby shower
can only be so good.
It was the first one I ever went to that had men at it, so that made me happier. Because one of my gripes with baby showers, as I've discussed on the show, is that women are expected to do so many more things for life events than men are, and it's like time is fleeting.
Yes, and how? Yeah,
and it makes me mad. So when I saw that it was, and that this is a new modern thing that men are now going to baby showers, and it makes me happy.
Yeah,
because and it's also like starting.
You gotta sit through this shit too, man.
Yeah, and it's like starting off the baby's life, kind of already saying the mom's going to be doing more work, and I don't.
True.
And it's not okay.
True,
and I'm mad about it.
And maybe with men there's less of a chance of the entire thing going like you open a little dress and everyone goes, oh, like, okay.
Yeah, well, most times they haven't been opening it. The past 2 baby showers I've been to, they didn't open the gifts in front of us, and I was like, thank God.
Yeah,
Except
that's
for
weird.
when you got a really good gift and you want to just like show everyone what a great gift you got. That part is like a little upsetting. But a lot of times I just do the Amazon direct to their house anyway, so it's not
from
even
their
at the
list.
yeah.
I mean, the last couple weeks, I have 2 friends that are giving birth any minute now.
Wait, I know the one. Who's the second one? Oh, right. Okay.
Any minute. Like they're both due
I didn't
around
realize hers
Christmas.
was any minute. Okay.
Yeah, and they're super fucking pregnant, and it's so cool. And then another person I know, we were at a holiday party, and they announced that they were pregnant. And I'm like,
I know who.
wow.
From your building? Oh.
No, from my building?
Well, I just fucked up something.
Oh, that's great. Oh, that's great.
That was the secret that I was supposed to give.
That's fine. That's awesome. I knew that was on the horizon.
I figured.
No, but just a friend that's in music, and I'm like, that's so cool, you know. And I love when, man, it's so funny because I'm like, with the kids thing, again, take it or leave it. If I get pregnant, cool. If not, darn, I get to keep all my money and do what I want.
But like, are
I'm
you
happy
just
either way.
literally letting the earth do what it wants, or are you like
Kind of.
actively using protection?
No.
So you're just having sex, and then if you get pregnant, you're keeping it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it seems like eventually you would just get pregnant then.
I guess. Maybe. Who knows? You got to have sex during the ovulation, and that is not a large window.
Yeah, it's not.
But it also happens to
if you're
be-
just never, and I mean, like you're not that old, so
Right. Well, one of the people that I know that said they were pregnant is early 40s, and I'm like, oh, that's great. That makes me so happy.
do they use IVF though?
No.
Oh, okay.
They got pregnant naturally, and they had all the tests. 'cause
Same for the baby shower
they
that I
told
went to
us.
on Saturday. She's in her
awesome.
early 40s, and it was natural.
And so all the women I know that are about to give birth are in their late 30s. A lot of women I know that are pregnant in their 40s. And I'm like, look at us women fucking going out there. In our 20s, we're being a huge whore. And then we're getting to business. And then we're finding a partner that we like. And then we're waiting to get married. And then you wait even longer to have a baby. Good for us. Do it your way. I just like that women are doing that.
Yeah,
We're not rushing into something that we actually don't want to be rushing into.
No, it's
Because
terrible.
the women,
and also
like-
like when you think about it, like I just like this is something that bothers me. Like it's almost like all of the major events in life have to happen between like when you're born and 35 apparently.
Yeah, or
and then
else
I go,
it's trash.
well, what are we doing for the rest of our lives?
Just
Because
waiting
that's
to die.
a lot of time.
A lot of time.
Then you're just waiting for your kids to have kids, and it's just like, what is going on here? Well, that I forgot his name, but the divorce attorney that we had on the show
I love that
ages
guy.
ago, he posted a really good clip the other day, and it was basically about how like he's like, it is so upsetting to me that people think having a child is the most important thing you do, because he's like, what a cycle we are creating. So he's like, if every person the most important thing they do in their life is have a kid, there's no end game here. We're just keeping creating people who the most important thing in their life will be creating people. But he's like,
that's
he's like,
putting-
where's the personal accomplishment here?
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe we should get married to that guy. I was like, maybe him and I should get married. I know he's not. I know he's anti-marriage from being a divorce lawyer.
Right.
But I was like, I have never heard anyone articulate like a shared perspective that I had. Like whether or not I have kids, it's not going to be my greatest accomplishment.
And you know what? I just thought
Because it's not. It's like it's not
I think maybe
really my doing.
there's something going on in the water. I think it's because we're talking about narcissism a lot more than we were, right? But a lot of people I know that are our age, who have parents that are our parents' age, a lot of them have like these narcissistic tendencies, and it's like that's so strange. Like it does seem like a boomer parent, millennial child specific thing.
Yeah.
But I wonder if it's because these women were fucking sold on this lie that having a child is the most important thing. And when you deem your best accomplishment another human being, you're going to want to control that other human being.
100%.
How can you not want to control the other human being?
That's
So
your
maybe
success or your failure. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So maybe that's where that comes from.
I think it's a big part of it. I also think a big part of it is just where we are in our society's mental health journey, and that like
Sure.
these things were happening, but we didn't have a name for it. We weren't able to recognize it.
Yeah, and our parents weren't allowed to have fucking feelings. They just had to, pull their pants up and do it.
So that's why there's so much much turmoil between the generation of our parents and us because we went to therapy, our parents didn't, and then our parents are like kind of also like weird about therapy a little bit.
Yeah.
Which I get it. It's like a new concept. And it's kind of like, why is someone else fraternizing with your brain? I get it. I get that.
It's something they could have used, though, because they were likely treated worse than we were in terms of just like emotional availability from a parent.
Yeah. Yeah. You just,
and that's gotta suck.
You need a place to vent. We also had the internet to vent on in a way that they didn't.
I said AOL chat rooms.
We have, I would say, too many outlets.
Yes, I'm trying to do a bit about like, the government should provide complimentary hostage negotiation teams for millennial children and their boomer parents. But I also think like one of the big reasons is because like we could not have been more polar opposite, and they think it's weak to talk about feelings when we think it's weak to not dive into your feelings, and we're just so at odds,
right?
Generationally,
yeah,
it's weird. But anyway, everyone's pregnant.
Everyone's pregnant,
and I love like
you heard it here first.
But like, and I got lunch with my friend, and I drove to see my one pregnant friend who's super, super pregnant. I'm so excited for her, and like touching her belly. It's just there's a certain energy around a pregnant woman that is just unique.
Yeah.
It's very unique. Even, I mean, obviously because they're my close friend, it means something so big to me. But even just a pregnant woman, I'm like, oh, there you are. There you go. You're carrying someone. It's really cool. It's really cool.
It's crazy what the body can do.
The human body is absolutely remarkable.
Just think of all their squished organs.
I know.
But
then, that's the other thing. My friends that are super, super, super pregnant right now, it does not sound fun.
No.
In any way.
No.
And then after you do the thing that's going to hurt.
It still doesn't look fun.
No.
These moms this is not like derogatory.
Really doesn't look fun.
Moms basically through grammar school look tired and stressed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't like that for them. It makes me sad for
I want them to feel good.
I want them
themselves.
Me too. I want them just to feel good, period. I just want them to feel good and be able to enjoy their child's childhood, not feel stressed out and overworked about it and manic,
It's almost as if we should be entitled to paid maternity leave.
Yeah.
And paternity leave. Huh.
There just needs to be more of programs in American communities to help new mothers,
yes.
I believe.
I think that where we go wrong a lot is like the second the baby comes out of the woman is just invisible or a vessel to feed the baby. And we're never like, that's why I think it's the discussions that we've had on this show.
Whenever women feel invisible a lot in new motherhood, for sure.
Yeah. Whenever a friend of mine gives birth, I give her presents for her.
Yep.
Like fucking
that was my mom's advice
slippers.
To me. She was like, remember, she's a person outside of being a mom. That was my mother's number one advice.
Yeah. So we got a new year coming up. Well, you want to do this one first?
Yeah.
How we think we did?
So we added in, we always do New Year's resolutions, but then we're also this year, we're going to give ourselves performance reviews the way you would at your place of work, because we are our place of work.
Yes. Oh, being your own boss. What a gift.
Yeah. I mean, technically we were Eric's boss, but we're going to pretend that he works for himself to make him feel good.
Yeah.
You work for yourself in other aspects.
Big strong man, right, Eric?
No, I wouldn't say that, but
no, you got weak knees, you got a bad back. It's okay. How do you think you did this year, Eric?
I give myself a B-.
Okay.
Based on?
A B-. The hard drive broke, and I should have. I guess I
look how hard he is on his self-listeners.
Love it.
There's no. There was no clear implication that it was broken, but I feel like I should have figured it out earlier.
It's like he's on stand.
But,
I like that the guys we fucked hard drive breaking down is in your own performance review.
Yeah, hard drive game.
Wow, just look how much he cares.
Yeah, no, that I think that was a big knock to the points. And then as far as I guess I'm starting with all the negatives. I think
yeah, very Jewish of you. We love it as an all Jewish show here.
Probably the first couple months of me doing this, I think I could have been less tired coming here.
I would agree.
I think
know the performance review is about your life, not just
not just
your.
It's not just as you as our producer.
Because I was like, surely the two of the most important things in Eric's year can't have been his performance year.
I thought this was a performance review on
just you as a person, Eric Freddy as a man in the world.
No. We're not. We don't need to review ourselves. They do that for us.
Yeah. Okay. Come on, go to Reddit.
Okay.
Don't go to Reddit. Don't go.
Oh my God.
Well, then I guess I'd say I give myself a C- for.
Oh,
Wow.
right.
Performance on GWF better than performance in life.
Yeah.
I mean, love to hear that. Go
So,
tell us more.
Yeah, it seems like from from as outsiders looking, in, it seemed like you had a lot of great things happen to you this year. Well, except for that thing when your dick got twisted or whatever.
Oh yeah, your dick
that
got
happened
twisted, your
twice,
knee,
actually, yeah.
your knee got fucked up, and your back.
Physically, I get an F, but
I would say yeah.
Okay, so things that you wanted to achieve that you didn't, or things that you did want to achieve that you did, unexpected things. That's kind of what we're looking for.
I think first 6 months this year, I give myself an A. I did a great job. I was barely sleeping. I was working
Great job.
here and doing a corporate job as well. And
Okay.
then I was on the road. I think on average 24 days a month for the first 6 months.
But who's counting?
Yeah, who's counting?
Not Eric.
I wasn't home at all February.
Nice.
I was at home 4
Way to
days.
celebrate
4 days
Father's Day.
January and 3 days in March.
Yeah.
But no, I think I did a pretty good job. And then around June through August, I remember just being tired the whole time.
June through August.
It caught
Whole
up with
summer.
you.
Yeah, it caught
Yeah.
up with me, the not sleeping and the moving here and all that stuff. And
Yeah.
and now I'm finding more of an equilibrium, kind of a little bit.
Okay.
That's great.
And yet unexpected joys.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, doing the Comics to Watch show, that was a big highlight
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
That was nice. This is the first time I've been recognized for stand-up, I think, ever.
Well, you're very new. That's
This is the trajectory.
Yeah,
this
and I did my first run of headlining clubs, and that was fun.
that's huge.
That's a big one.
Yeah, and that all went well. So yeah, I'd say I'm overall trending upwards, but I think I could have been a little bit harder on myself over the summer.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay.
I love that.
Yeah.
Should I go next?
Yeah.
Okay. My
Your yearly review.
My yearly review. My goals for this year, very uncharacteristic of me because they were mostly personal goals, like personal life goals. I mean, all my goals are personal, obviously. But I
Versus career, you're saying?
yes,
Okay.
yes. I really went into this year with a couple of objectives. It was the first year I also had started where I kind of really felt like myself again after all of the grief and the loss. So it was nice. It felt like just kind of starting a normal year normally, which was great. Usually I like things to be spectacular and wonderful and over the top and
Right.
and I was like, no, actually I'm fine for things to just be okay. That's really good right now. And I wanted to really prioritize specifically my friends who are not comedians. So Tommy and Paula. I would have liked to see Tommy a little bit more, but part of that is just Tommy's really busy with his practice as well. But I had a nice hang with him on Friday.
Yeah, that looked fun.
And so the time that we spent together was very high value time. We got to do our Halloween thing that we always do with our friend Grant. And so any of the time that we spent together was really great quality. And then Paula, I really wanted to prioritize seeing a lot because she doesn't live in this city. She lives in Jersey. And so it's harder to see her, especially with 2 young children. And I was able to make it to both of her children's birthday parties this year, which was a big priority for me. I had been missing her first kid's birthday party always from being on the road. And then I really thought months ahead this year and asked her, is your kid having a birthday party this year? If so, do you know when it's going to be? Because I want to book this out before I book my gigs.
That's nice.
And so I was happy to do that and just, because for her, being, even as much as I hate, weddings and baby showers and that kind of stuff, there are people that I really want to show up for. And she was really at the top of my list of people that I wanted to show up for. Because I do feel being a comedian, sometimes your friends who are not comedians, maybe worry that oh, I'm not in the entertainment business. I'm not as exciting or something. And
or
I'm
is important to you. Or
and I'm please, I every day thank the universe that I made the choice to really keep working on my best friendships and that both my best friendships lie outside of comedy. I think it's really been extremely important in keeping me sane and grounded and knowing that this business is not the end all and be all. It's very
nice.
easy to lose yourself in this business. Yeah. And then I did a really good job of eliminating yet more humans who I have realized are burdens from my life, all men. And because even like difficult women, I'm like, there's a reason that they're like that, you know? I'm
Totally.
like, I'm like, some man in their life did that to them.
Go fuck yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, no, there were several men, and honestly, it was like a lot of the men are people who at one point I have had a sexual relationship, but that's not our prime, maybe
it's not the main thing of your bond, at least to you.
But not actual like ex-boyfriends. They're
Right.
just like people who at one point or another we had something, and
There's
then
a finger in there or something.
I kept them on as friends, naively thinking that maybe they actually valued our friendship. And I'm like, no, they are just hanging around hoping that I'll suck at their dick again one day. Put that on a Christmas card. Can you imagine if
Stop hanging around hoping I'm going to suck your dick one day.
Can you,
You did say it very like 1940s.
I imagine you in a bondage Christmas outfit. A bondage Christmas outfit, like going, get out of here with your eyes.
with the lights.
get out of here, you dirty stinking animal.
You scoundrel.
You know the like when the like suburban families who send out like, this is what all the kids in the family achieved this year.
Yes.
Mine was like, I didn't put any dirty man's dick in my mouth.
Happy New Year indeed.
Yeah, so I just like, I also just like stopped explaining. I had explained to these people so many times what I needed from them, how I felt like disrespect, not even disrespect. I don't care about people disrespect me, but just like I felt like they were not fully participating in the friendship.
Yeah,
very
one way, very therapeutic.
I had expressed that so many times, and then I was like, you know what? We're just blocking people, and
I love that for you,
man. What a
it's so
lift
nice.
weighted, highly recommend. I feel like, we give this advice on the show a lot. Like I feel like we try to get specifically men in our lives to like explain and like elicit this response that we want them to have. And it's like, just stop wasting your time and block them. They'll get that message.
They really will.
And so that felt really good. And then, my last one was, like I had, asking like for clarification on whether or not I have a soulmate, and like just kind of like I take full responsibility for this because I'm basically for many years have been a fuck boy, self-admittedly.
Yeah.
And so I had a talk with myself at the beginning of the year, and I was like, do we want to just be a fuck boy, and then like why don't we just lean into being a fuck boy and like call it what it is? Or do we actually want to try to be a normal person and like not hide in a hamper when someone wants you to introduce you to their mother,
Good job.
Hide in a hamper.
Can I?
She literally did that.
Really?
Yes. Literally hid in a hamper.
Like,
She's so little.
I was like, can I, try to give a little bit more and like not be so hard-headed in like the constraints that I have. I'm very masculine in like, okay, I have this box, and like if someone can fit in it, let them fit in it, which is this is a man move.
Yeah.
So I just gave myself a talk about that, and I forged forward into the new year, into 2024 with that attitude. And like, please, I wasn't on dating apps or going on apps. Don't think or dating. Don't think I was doing any of that. Like we can only change so much.
Yeah. You got to
still gotta be you.
Doing strides.
Yeah, I was like, I can open my mind. I don't know that if I can like go on dates. That's gonna be hard for me.
Yeah.
But or like become a dater. I didn't want it that much. But I just was like more open, and I was like, and I kind of just said to the universe, I was like, if I have someone, like, I'm ready, and I'm gonna stop fucking around and stop with my bad behavior, or like closed off behavior, and and if there's not, can we just like make that clear in some way so I can move on? Because I'm like, at this time, it's just like, at this point, it's just like wasting my time.
Yeah.
And I'm fine either way. I just would like to know.
Yeah,
I'm not
keep it on
fine
your
not
shelf and you
knowing
throw it away.
anymore.
Right.
And I feel like I got so much more clarity on that, and it was easy and beautiful and healing. And
Wow.
Yeah. And then so that's that. And then like a little bit of fun at the end of the year with like the Daily Show.
That was very fun.
And some realizations, and I feel like I have real clarity about my like where the moves I want to make in 2025.
That's very exciting.
So that's good. So overall, Yeah, good. I mean, I always wish I had gotten more done and achieved more, but that's just who I am as a person.
Yeah,
so that's
yeah.
always going to be there.
Yeah.
But overall, yeah, I'm like, okay, it was a fine year, and I'm fine with it being a fine year. Thank you.
Progress.
Thank you so much.
Maturity.
Everyone. Thank you
Maturity.
so much. Thanks.
I loved 2024.
Nice.
I mean, there's so many highlights. The getting the opportunity to get flown to a Trump rally with you for the Daily Show was such an honor.
That was one of the tops for
and
sure.
it was really an eye-opening experience, and it made me humanize a group of voters that the media had trained me to write off, and I hate that. And so that's why one of my goals. Well, when we get to the resolutions part, I'll get there. But yeah, like I try to be really. Really aware, self-aware, and just aware of what's happening for the first time this year in terms of like, the media manipulation and all that stuff. Because with the election, it's just like you get so bogged down on like consuming this one thing, and you're like, wait, I need to like live my life and go like pick a fucking flower. So I did spend a lot of time outside. I ran a 5K.
Oh yeah,
I was very proud of myself, especially because you couldn't have. If you asked me, would you ever go running? I'd be like, pah! But I really enjoy it because I don't like it, and I force myself to do it anyway. And I don't. It's an activity where I'm not chasing an immediate reward, which is very important for me and my psyche. So I liked that a lot. Being in Beyonce's documentary.
Oh, I forgot that was this year.
Yeah.
That felt like ages.
It was in the fall.
Oh my!
Right?
That was only in the fall.
No, it wasn't in the fall. When was it? We went to the concert in July. What?
Of this year?
Yeah. Right?
Oh.
Did Donna and I go in July of this year? No,
That
the year
feels like
before.
forever ago. Wow.
But I'm pretty sure the documentary happened in 2024.
Eric, can you look up when the Beyonce
Yes.
documentary was?
I'm almost
Thank
positive.
you so much.
God, if it's 2023, that's...
I really, it just,
No way.
I remember that moment a lot.
Because I was here when I found out. I'm like,
it just feels so, like literally ages ago. I'm going to be stunned when
I remember it was because it was after we did a live on YouTube, and I rode my bike to the theater. I remember that very clearly. But was it warm out? Yeah, it had to have been because I rode city bike. When is it, Eric?
Why is it not?
Oh, boy.
Renaissance.
I literally typed in the.
You could add this to your
title of the
list
thing.
of your feedback.
2023, yeah. Renaissance, a film by Beyonce, was released in 2023. That was just like...
So last year.
Oh, wait.
This year's 2024.
Right, you're right. Shit.
Because I was like, it feels that I was like,
Oh,
that was this
so maybe
year?
it was. Oh, yeah.
This feels like forever ago.
Wait, so when? Was it fall of 2023? Fuck. Oh, in theaters December 1st. Oh, wow. So it was like literally
literally
a
the
little
end
over
of,
a year ago.
Well, so you're
Or 2 years ago.
So it's linking right back to
Okay. Well, anyway, that it just feels like it still just happened because I can't believe that happened.
That's a gift that stays with you every year.
Honestly, yeah. That was one of the craziest moments of my life. But yeah, I and one of my things I really wanted to do, a goal that I gave myself was like, I want to make up for not being present because of my mental health shit. That was 2 years ago or 3 years ago. The same time your dad was dying. I want to make that up through actions and not talking.
I will say, I mean, not that I'm giving
was
you
my personal
I mean, we
goal.
work together. Where it's not like but I'm like you have done thank you. You've done so much hard work
good.
this year,
Yeah.
and I've done less, but actively.
No, but that's great. Well, you needed to.
I've done like a normal.
Yeah.
My goal was to do a normal amount of work in all my facets of life. Because I just had to stop overworking. But that was the promise I made to myself during COVID, though.
And have more fun and like just also too like just a balance of being relaxed and whatever.
Yeah, and then also just I'm like I got to figure out what I'm gonna do with the rest of my life.
Yeah, that's important shit, man. But yeah, I vowed to myself internally, which I think is very powerful for me specifically, because so often I will talk about doing something and I get this little ego hit reward of talking about it and everyone going, that's great. And then I don't do the thing because it already felt like I did it because I talked about it.
See, my trick is I never say anything that I'm going to do. So then if I want to bail, only I know.
Right.
Only
and then
me and the Lord know.
But then when you don't bail, everyone's like, oh shit, did you you just came out of the blue with this project or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a much more powerful way to go about a career and life, certainly.
Well, I don't like other people expecting things from, I mean, outside of like regular responsibilities. Like, I just don't like, okay, when is this thing coming out? When I fucking feel like it is when it's coming out.
Yeah. My goal was just to like do the boring shit, but make it fun for myself so that I'll do it. because I don't like doing things that I don't want to do.
Yeah.
But so 2024 for me and that's one of the reasons why I was running, is because I'm like, you're going to fucking do this and you're going to prove to yourself that it's not as torturous as your ego will have you believe, because it's fucking boring. Because you really can, and I've proven to myself, you can make anything fun.
Yeah.
You can make the stupidest, mundane shit really, really, really fun.
Oh, for sure.
So that's what I was able to do.
And like, just like, it's a fun accomplishment. But yeah, no, I certainly noticed, and I noticed that you didn't announce it, and I noticed that you.
Yeah, thanks.
Great. And I think I think we see it in all the great stuff that we've provided for our listeners this year.
Hell yeah.
And our viewers.
Yes, viewers like you. Just two guys talking about stuff on a couch. And I also wanted to be there. I wanted to be of service to my friends this year. That was very important to me, because that also gets you out of like being so obsessed with yourself. And so I think that I really did that. I like a lot of my friends' circumstances, some bad circumstances happened. And I'm like, I will be there for you. Let's go. What do you need? And I was also able to, I think, successfully reframe how I look at money. That's a big one. That's a big one.
That is a big one.
Because it's all energy. But like, my spending was mindless, and I'm working with this budget lady that just has me writing down every time I spend a dime. I write it down in my phone, and you're like, God damn, I'm just walking around spending money.
So can you, like, what is considered mindless?
So going up, getting a chai latte at Black Star Bakery, and then going over to Starbucks to get an iced coffee. And then on your way to Starbucks, you go, oh, you know what? I need hooks for the closet, and ordering them off Amazon. Just kind of like,
Amazon is, I mean, a breeding ground for mindless spending. You have to. I always let things sit in the cart for a day.
That's smart.
Unless it's like, toilet paper or something. I need immediately, and then I go, do I actually really need this?
Yes.
Putting something in the cart in online shopping in general, I did this for like, Cyber Monday and Black Friday. Leave it in the cart, come back to the next day, then do some skimming.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a really good idea. But I moved in with my boyfriend this year, and to save a lot of money, which is great. And it turned out better than I thought. We get along so well.
How long has it been so far?
I think I moved in at the end of September. It was right after Skankfest.
Oh, right,
so
right.
Beginning of October.
Right.
But it's like, wow, this is really fun. It's fun. It's not like it's. I'm shocked at how enjoyable it is, but I set the bar high of like, this is going to be the best. Like, I already went into it going, this will be okay. I mean, I was a little bummed.
Oh, I thought you were dreading it.
I was dreading not having my own space because I still have these like trauma responses that it's just so much of a pain in the ass to have these responses in front of somebody.
Right.
It makes it worse.
Right.
You do the shame spiral. It's just, if I could just freak out alone in my home without having to like worry how someone is taking that in, or like, because it literally just goes away after 12 or 24 hours.
I'm not having trauma responses. I'm just like sometimes having a bad day and I want to walk around and be a bitch. And if no one's there, no one's going to get being a bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. And it's nice. Like, I just want to, or if I just, I'm like, I want to look gross today. I don't feel like brushing my teeth today.
Yeah.
My hair smells like outside and I'm not doing anything about it. Like that's nice.
It is nice.
Because Alfred doesn't care. In fact, Alfred likes me more when I smell bad because dogs are sick.
Dogs are the best.
Dogs are sick in the head.
They are sick in the head, but they'll be by your side no matter what you're going through.
I mean, this dog would, I said man, but I mean, like, this guy, Alfred would like French kiss me if I just threw up. Like, it makes him want to French kiss me.
Yeah. I mean, dogs love smells because they got real heavy noses. But yeah, I think that's reframing money. I would give myself a high marks, maybe an A-, I would say. Dare I say A-? Yeah, that's how I would say my grade was.
I didn't give myself an actual grade. I would give myself a B just because I didn't actually accomplish anything that anyone else could see, but I accomplished lots that I could see.
Which is huge.
It is huge.
For you, that's great.
Yeah, no, I mean, for sure. I mean, normally, if I only did stuff in my regular life, I'd be like, what is this, an F?
Right.
The Daily Show really saved the year. I can't really reiterate enough how thankful I am to The Daily Show.
Yeah. Thank you,
and Jordan Klepper.
Thank
you so much, Jordan Klepper, for somehow remembering that
you taught Corinne in an improv class.
That 15 years ago, I was apparently like a cool girl in your improv class. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
Also, UCB owed me, though, after the Frank thing. So.
Yeah. Yeah, they did.
I finally feel like we came full circle. I guess they didn't owe me though, because UCB has actually given me a lot just indirectly, because this podcast.
Yeah, it's basically sponsored by UCB.
Yeah.
The breakup.
And Jordan Klepper now. So,
Yeah. Thanks, UCB.
Thanks, UCB.
Yeah, and the other thing the one thing I wish I didn't do or could have improved on is the parent thing. Talking about the parent. I mean, I want to be more mindful about how I talk about my parents. I think maybe this was more 2023 than 2024, but as I was reeling and going through it, I would just spew my feelings, and I'd like to be a little more careful about that.
Right.
Because they're in flux right now. And I don't know. I want to be respectful, because that's what would feel good to me morally, regardless of how I'm being treated.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, okay, that's the response you're choosing to have. That's okay.
Yeah.
But I'm finally not like triggered by healthy family dynamics. Thank God. Because I'm like, well, if I can't enjoy a healthy family, what the fuck?
Wait,
so it's nice.
like going to like Collins or something, family would trigger you?
Yeah, because they're so healthy and they're so respectful of each other, and they really, like, if somebody is angry, they're just allowed to be angry, and no one takes it's wild.
Well, they're not American. I don't even think it counts.
Irish people are a little different.
I like, but truly, it's like because you're now it's like a cultural difference too. So
Sure.
I feel like it's like you got to compare it to like an American family.
Yeah, that's true. American families are much more toxic than Irish families, I feel. But like, I went to maybe it was 2 years ago, I went to a wedding and the father-daughter dance, and the mother-son, I like had to leave. I'm like, I can't do that, because they were really healthy. Like, the father and daughter, the bride was just loved her dad so much, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm glad that it worked out for you. And like, I'm like, Krystyna, just stop. So now I can be immersed in these really healthy, gorgeous family dynamics and like love it.
Yeah,
and
well,
be
I mean,
present for it.
you have to borrow me and Tommy's pre-wedding pep talk, which is you got to look in yourself in the mirror and say, hey, just so you know, today's not about you.
Yeah.
That's
but isn't even
important.
shit, like when I went to the wedding in Ireland, none of that shit even crossed my mind. And I'm like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
You can be here.
Yeah.
And take it all in. So yeah.
Perfect.
Good shit. Now let's go to our resolutions.
Our resolutions.
2025. Fresh start, baby. No one's mad at you. Clean slate. Empty canvas.
No
what do you
one's
got?
mad at me. Am I even doing anything?
That's true. Everyone's mad at Corinne, but no one's mad at me or Erica.
Eric, 2025.
What are your resolutions,
New Year's
Eric?
resolutions. And we just want to say that Krystyna messaged the group chat saying, hey, make sure to have your New Year's resolutions ready for tomorrow. And Eric goes like a serious or like a joke thing? And I said, what podcast do you think we're on? A serious. Cry.
Serious.
Honestly, cry if you want, if you feel the need.
You want? Should
If you feel
If it comes to you, not inorganically,
Oh.
only authentic crying on Guys We Fucked.
Okay.
We've both done it.
I was gonna say, let me
Oh,
go.
many times.
Let me go. Yeah, I think my main goal for resolution is to find more balance in my personal life and work life. Just not having the 1 day a week where I absolutely crash and sleep for 11 hours and then
that sounds great.
don't exercise. I eat Uber Eats my bed and then
You
have,
take like what Mayron was talking about, the Maycation, where he just does all those painkillers in one day.
oh yeah,
That's your exhaustion.
That's actually sounds great.
And I like that you said 11 hours, like that was the most sleep that anyone could
that's
ever get.
nothing.
I go, I've
done 20.
I do 11, 1 to 2 times.
Yeah, give me a flu. I'm out all day.
I love an 11 hours sleep. Women need more sleep though.
That's true, especially when we're menstruating.
Yeah.
Okay, what else, Eric?
I mean, I just need
Those are the main thing,
more
balance.
balance. Oh, I also want to pare down my wardrobe. I've got like
Ooh, what do you mean?
what isn't this lovely to be in your 20s?
You get to think about all kinds of shit.
Mine is like, can I stop global warming this year?
Can we make veal illegal?
God.
How about that?
Oh my God, I think
and
about
you would
that.
think that shouldn't be a hard thing to do.
Well, if foie gras doesn't keep going back and forth, my God.
Enough with this torturing animals for your fucking delicatessen dish.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Back to my wardrobe situation.
Yeah, sorry. So sorry. So sorry.
Since I moved to New York, I really pared it down before I moved here, and I was like, oh, this is significantly less clothes. I've got a lot in
Still a lot, though.
in boxes, and I still don't have enough space for. I really only wear like 20 shirts and like 6 pairs of pants.
That's more than the average guy.
So I think I'm gonna just.
Why don't you work into the rotation the other ones? Do you like them, or are they just there to make you feel safe?
They're there, but a lot of them are like novelty shirts, or like shirts that I'd wear maybe at most once a month.
I have a lot of those. Don't make me get my flying monkeys. And you're like, I can't give that up. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's stuff I don't want to give up.
Right.
It's just,
Yeah.
It's going to go in a box in the basement.
True.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot more sparse.
Yeah.
Spare.
Nice.
Sparse.
I'm excited for your new closet.
Yeah, me too. It's so small.
Welcome to New York.
The stakes are high, Eric. I hope.
I know.
Once you live in New York for a while, though, and then you go to like any other space into a living quarter, you're like, this is a mansion.
Yeah.
So it does kind of recalibrate what you think you can live with.
I went to
space.
a cheesecake factory in Queens, and I go, "This is living."
Yeah.
I mean,
Did it have a parking lot?
You know, they have full. My audio just went out. They have full size things in Queens.
Full size what?
Restaurants,
Establishments. Yeah.
people live in houses.
Yeah. A lot of houses. A lot
I
of
was like,
freestanding houses.
"What? This is crazy."
Not that far. Yeah. Isn't that weird?
This is
So bizarre.
crazy.
Is it still out, Corinne?
No, it's fine. It's the headphones, I think.
So what are your resolutions? Corinne?
So for the first time ever, for so many years, I was like, you know, so excited for the new year because I'm like, okay, new year, we can do all these things that we didn't do, you know, really thinking of it as a separate piece. My New Year's resolution is to think of 2025 as not a new year, but a continuation of what I've already been doing. I feel like I laid a lot
healthy.
of good groundwork in 2024. I'm in good patterns right now. I have a lot of like things going that I like and proud of, people I enjoy spending time with, that kind of thing. So I just want to keep, my resolution is to keep doing exactly what I've been doing, especially in the second part of the year. First part of the year, I also had a lot of stuff. We forget in the first part of the year, I still owned a brick and mortar store that I spent 3 months, like, you know, kind of shutting that down. And it's like, so there's so many, and that created space for more things. But I'm like, I can only do so much at a time. So I feel like I have clarity on the amount of time I need to spend doing each thing in my life. And I can turn it off when I need to turn it off. And then like just a small resolution is to just really stop looking at reels that go viral on the internet or trying to make things that go viral. That is not who I am. I'm not interested in that. I don't care if it gets me more followers. It's inauthentic to who I am. I think most of the content that is being created online is shitty and cheap and like
lowest common denominator thinking.
It's like the kind of stuff that you grab last minute in the checkout line at Urban Outfitters, and I'm not here for it, and I don't care.
I love doing that.
Yeah, I just don't.
Such a waste of money.
Exactly. It's just, to me, it's like things that are not memorable. When I think about why I became an artist, it's because of the art that really changed me. It's you know, it was Bowling for Columbine by Michael Moore, and not everything has to be that serious. I mean, Spring Breakers also deeply affected me. But it was but Harmony Corinne made some really big choices in that film, and it has a really recognizable and iconic aesthetic, and I think there is messaging. Like I'm when we started working together before Guys We Fucked, we sit down and we were like, we want to make comedy with a message. And then we kind of lived through this time where people were trying to shove heavy-handed messages down people's throat, and I think there was a period when it kind of made everyone want to revolt against that. Yeah. But that was our intention before it came like this part of this, you know,
before it got abused,
as they say, like woke agenda, which is, people love to talk about that in politics. But so it's just going back to like creating art that is meaningful and that is healing to me, and hopefully other people can use it to be healing. But ultimately, the reason I was creating art was to heal things in myself, and heal wounds that I had, and to express the deepest depths of my soul, and like making reels is not doing that. So if I make a reel, it's going to be because I think I think something is really funny. I still like, everything doesn't have to be highbrow. I'm going to still make funny reels, but like, I'm not going to try to do TikTok trends. I'm not trying to do things. I'm posting stand-up that I like. I'm posting things I'm posting news that I like. I'm posting, if I make a sketch, it's going to be a sketch that I really think is funny and a good idea.
Yeah.
Not this like filler garbage that I'm also going to try to intake less of this filler garbage in the scrolling. It's like gross, and I feel like it's ruining the experience of being an artist. I'm not a content creator. If you are a content creator, one of my closest friends is a content creator, and he's fucking great at it. That is not who I am. Yeah. It's not who I am. It's not, and more importantly, it's not who I want to be. Mm-hmm. And if that means keeping at 114,000 followers on Instagram, so be it. I'm truly comfortable with that.
That's great.
I cannot. It's
setting
ruining
yourself up for sanity.
I'm also working on projects, and it gives me time to sit alone and work on projects that I want to work on. And when they're ready, they will see the world, and whoever is following me at that time will see it. And I'm not going to try to just like mindlessly acquire followers, because, and even Without a Country, like I saw great growth Without a Country this year. And I wasn't doing something that I thought would gain followers. I was just doing exactly what I wanted to do, exactly the way I wanted to do it, which is especially easy now that I'm doing the show by myself, which I was like worried about, but I'm like, I mean,
one cook in the kitchen is pretty good.
I would argue it's the best the show's ever been, which is such a Corinne statement, but yeah. And so like, that's it. Just enough of that. Just, I'm so tired of filler in my life. Mm-hmm. So yeah, like last year I got rid of
filler
this year,
friends.
this year I got rid of all the remaining filler people. And next year, like going into it, getting rid of filler creation, filler content.
Yeah. Doing things because you think you should.
Absolutely.
Or, posting 2 reels a day.
Absolutely. No. It's not who I am. Yuck.
I love that for you. I have a couple. I really want 2025. I want to step into my feminine energy and embody that more. And how I want to embody that is letting things come to me and go slower. And something really specific that I want to do is, and I tried it going from the subway to here today, walking slow. I walk like I'm getting chased by a fucking bear. Like I walk.
You are
very
always
fast.
in a rush.
I always.
Yeah.
And it's just, that's because that's where I'm comfortable. I'm just comfortable going, all right, what's next?
Yeah.
What's next? What's next? What are we doing? And that doesn't actually work for me, even though I've been doing it my whole life. So I'm going to slow down.
Nice.
I'm very excited for that. What else? I really want to write a great hour of stand-up, a great new hour, which I'm starting to do, but I want it to be less serious. Like I've been watching a lot of stand-up specials. Dude, Ali Wong's stand-up special is fucking incredible. Yeah, it's good. She's so good. That bit that she does, did you watch it? Mm-hmm. About having to babysit male comedians' girlfriends that are like 20 and they're like, what are we doing? Like,
that very much resonated with me.
And there was so much like what felt like inside baseball that I was just, it was good. But also watching like 2 comedians that I love, Dave Attell and Big J. Okerson. Mm-hmm. Whenever they go on stage, I'm just like, oh, why is that? Because they have a boyishness to what they're saying, but like a silliness, like a magical thinking type of vibe. Like Dave's bit about like, I used to think my father was a superhero growing up, but then I got older and realized he was just a drunk who liked to wear a cape. Like that's one of my favorite jokes. And it was one of the first jokes that I heard that I'm like, that's a perfect joke. And just to be sillier on stage and not take everything so serious. Cause I have this thing of like,
well, that's who you are.
I need to talk about.
Yeah, that's just your sense of humor. That's who you are.
For some reason, the wires got crossed with like what I talk about on stage. So I'm starting to write more like silly bits. I just want to write like lighter bits instead of like, so my mom tried to kill herself and then I cut her off. Like it's
so funny because I was like, I need to talk about more serious things. That's so funny.
But it's more my personality to be silly.
Yeah.
And I also think like I want to make more points by being silly. I feel like I like this vibe on stage where you're like, hee who, me? Like I like that air to have as a perspective on stage. I don't want to rush. And I also want to, I wrote down animal experiences. I want to have as many animal experiences as possible.
Hell yeah. Invite me.
Yeah. I want to do like unique animal things. But also, and I'm leaning more towards vegetarianism. I'm actually almost full on vegetarian.
Yeah.
But the animal thing was never that was never front row. It is I don't know what happened. It's front row.
Yeah.
I could like turkeys will hug you. There's a farm that you can go and hug rescue turkeys.
Oh, yeah.
They walk up to you and hug you. I'm like, I'm never eating a turkey again.
I mean,
never
part
eat
of
turkey
you know
again.
part of the reason I hate Thanksgiving is just like
It's fucking awful.
It's just a mass slaughter.
And then you think of like all the animals whose meat you eat. None of them eat meat. A horse is jacked. What does a horse eat? Hay and grass and shit. Horses don't eat meat. And so I'm like, oh, wow. I actually think it's very unnatural to eat meat. Like this is this new perspective that I have. That's very much filling my, like if I'm at a dinner table and someone orders calamari, I'm judging you. Because octopi have feelings, they're sentient creatures, and they're really brilliant, and we shouldn't be eating them.
Wait, did you read that article this week? God, where was it from? Basically, someone, like a scientist, did a study of animals, and if animals were to take over, like revolt against humans and run the world, octopi would be in this scientist kind of resolved would be the leading the animal revolt. Because I think it's because they are the most intelligent creatures.
They're so
Which,
smart.
I mean, I'm fully
and
prepared
whales and
for.
dolphins.
Yeah.
They're so intelligent.
Yeah.
And the fact that we raise baby cows on chains to eat, like if you order veal, I highly suggest rethinking that. If we had to actually go out and kill the meat that we eat, ain't none of us fucking eating meat. Okay, so I think we live in this world of super.
I think some people.
Some people would,
yeah.
and I know some people. Like when I grew up in Virginia, like a lot of people hunted deer, skinned, but like. I don't know. That's also the way the Native Americans treated it, like the animal with respect. Like every part of the animal gets used. You kind of honor the animal, and I understand that. Like that I could fucks with. But just this mindless, the way animals are treated is just so bad, and my sensitivity towards that has just skyrocketed. Another thing I wanted to do was like, and I've never done this before, like. Be mindful of how I physically present myself, meaning like I would love, like I always get sloppy nails and fucking eyebrows are everywhere. Like I kind of just want to, I really appreciate people that have an aesthetic and they keep it up, you know? Not to the point where it stresses you out. It should never stress me out, but like kind of enjoying keeping up a certain aesthetic standard for myself. I would like to try that. I would like to try that.
I would love to have acrylics every day of my life, but I just can't type at the speed that I need to.
Yeah, totally. And I mean, they fuck up your nails. But like
they do, and it's so expensive, and it takes so long.
Yeah, and there's no way those chemicals would be good for you.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, when the person doing it is wearing a mask and you're not, you go,
like, I should be wearing one.
Yeah, I should probably be wearing a mask.
This ain't good.
Yeah,
I mean, I know you're around it more than me, lady, but
yeah,
I'm still breathing in those crumbs.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are mine.
Beautiful, guys. Well, wishing us all a happy and healthy New Year.
Yeah. What are your New Year's resolutions, guy, girl, they, them, whatever you are?
Think about it right now.
Yeah. I also am very excited. I don't know if it's okay to tease. We can cut this out if it's not. But like your plans for this year. It's not often when.
Crazy?
No, not at all.
It's very cookie.
When you told me.
It's all I've been thinking about, P.S.
Me too. Honestly, me too. And
I know.
I've told two people.
How excited you are made me more excited.
Oh, good. Well, I've told two people.
Because I mean, it's like something. It's like, listen, you know, I love to do things alone, but I cannot. It's a big. I cannot do this.
Yeah,
alone.
yeah, for sure. But like, the two people I've told, one we were hanging out here. And the other one, our friend Jordan, my friend Jordan. They had the same exact reaction I had when you told me of like, yes,
Why
what?
not?
Like they were like laughing until they cried because it was like so right. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you understand? Like when you told me we should do a show where we interview guys we fucked and it should be a podcast called Guys We Fucked. The yes that I had to that was so grounded and calm and all-knowing, which especially at that point in my life wasn't a reaction I was used to having. And I'm like, oh, this is nice. And when it's like everybody says like a full body yes, you'll know. But there's this other level of yes that is just sentient. It's like a calming, grounded, yes, that is going to happen and it's going to be great. Like, it's just like not even a question that it's going to happen. That is also like very exciting to me, like kind of focusing on this thing whenever you decide to announce it. It's one of those things where at first you think it's batshit crazy, and then you go, wait, that's exactly what's going to happen. Like what? Like
It's very me to have something be at first batshit crazy.
Yeah.
As I look at a bat with a Ouija board on it.
Oh, it's a sign.
But yeah, no, I'm excited how excited you are. I'm also excited about how some
Our
people
team's excited.
People who get excited about nothing, quite frankly. Are excited about
People who are dead inside.
I'm excited to.
It's very exciting.
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned GWF because I'm interested to embark on something that something additional with you that feels
groundbreaking.
just as yes, that's the word.
But not for the sake of being groundbreaking.
No,
just
because
like
you really want
very
to,
genuine,
which is
authentic.
exactly what we did when we started. We weren't. I mean, listen, me and you were always trying to become famous, but
Hell yeah.
that's not why we really
No.
were interested in the subject matter of this show, which is why 11 years later we're still sitting here.
100%.
So
And
I'm
I
excited
say,
about that,
I want everybody to aim for the stars with what they want for themselves. And I've
Well-
always said, like, I want to be doing something I'm super excited and passionate and curious about and getting paid a shitload of money for it.
Yeah.
That is possible for every person.
Well, and also getting into the woo a little bit more, I think it's like, even maybe like growing up like in a strict household or middle class or whatever it is for me, like I feel like I don't ask the universe for enough actually, which is wild.
You gotta.
Because I am sitting here with a lot of things, but I like kind of overworked myself to get a lot of the things that I have. Whereas I really concentrated kind of what you're talking about for 2025, a little bit more on like not forcing things so much and letting them come to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, when I overwork myself or when I just work a normal amount, things are kind of the same.
Yes, so then you don't have to break
So
your back.
I'm like,
don't break your back.
I just have to stop overworking. That being said, I feel like I haven't, because of so many things in my personal life, running the store, my dad, so many things that I just haven't really had something that I could fully sink my teeth into in my professional life.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about, the minute I decided to, embark on this, I was like, this is so much work.
Yeah.
And there was like points of it where I'm looking at the work I have to do and I'm like, this is a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is a lot. And it's also like, if you don't do it correctly, you can get in really big trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. The stakes literally could not be higher.
I could end up in jail,
Yeah, sure.
So
but I know you won't because you dot your I's and cross your T's unlike anybody I've ever met.
But if I do, we're going to have a podcast about it.
Yeah. Guys we had conjugal visits with.
Yeah. And so I am like actually just so excited to just work my ass off.
Yeah, it's a fun puzzle.
And I also just like, it's like, I've been, I think so long in so many aspects of my life, I'm like, I need clarity. I'm willing to do whatever it is. I just don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing.
Right.
And I feel like that's a question I've been asking for so long.
Yeah, and even when we were here, doing woo-woo shit with the thing that we're talking about, it was very much pointing to that, like, yes, that's a good idea. Like, you have to do that.
Right.
And it just, it's just, when something feels right, too, that's another thing. Something feels right when it's like a calm, excited but calm at the same time, which is a rare feeling for me anyway. And also just ideas come pouring out of you without even trying. Like this concept that I was introduced to last year of like trying is resisting. I'm like, I like that. For me, I like that because when I say trying is resisting, I think of it more as like forcing something to be, like forcing yourself to like do 5 reels a week or like, and not actually being mindful of like, do I like this? Do I like what I'm putting out? And so, yeah, just the idea is just, and I love a puzzle. It's like every human's brain loves puzzle solving, right? And this is like a huge puzzle with a lot of moving parts. That's like very exciting.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Very exciting.
I'm excited to do it with you, and I'm also getting back to that. Sometimes we use this studio for podcast recording and also witchcraft, and
as we should.
Yeah, and I think another small resolution is when I left that day with you, and we can say who it was, you and Ani, who was the amazing set designer on our special. I just left feeling. I always leave feeling so good when I'm like in person with women who kind of share the same like spiritual outlook.
Yes, yeah.
And I was like, I need to do more stuff like that.
Yes. It's so healthy for your brain and your soul.
Yeah, because I mean, as of, I don't know when I joined it, but I've been going for like at least a year, I think, when I joined like the Eliza Kelly's coven. I really love going to that. I've been really good. I always watch my coven meetings, whether or not a lot of times I can't go to the live one because it's, at a time when stand-up comedians are working.
Sure.
But I take it really seriously. Like I do all the work, and that's been really good for me having that. But I'm like, I also like yearn for it in person. And just like, it kind of also is like really speaks to my inner child because, 12-year-old Corinne was
The craft. Yeah.
was obsessed with the craft. 39-year-old Corinne is obsessed with the craft and now knows Rachel True, which is really cool.
So cool.
But I'm just like practicing, tarot and, even in being introduced to new things like
The divining rods.
Yeah.
Divining rods is
Very
crazy.
I just feel like I find it like it's relaxing. Like I'm like, when people say what's your hobby, I usually say like, I don't know, doing exactly what I like doing my life. And I'm like, but I really feel like woo woo is like now my not my
It's a
hobby.
fun hobby.
It's my practice.
Yeah. Well, it's a spiritual practice,
Yeah.
and it feels good. And it's like Laura Lynn Jackson has always said, and I really feel this whenever it happens, when two people come together and meditate together, it doesn't just double the amount of energy. It doesn't multiply it by 2. It multiplies it by 100. So like when 3 people come together, it's just really, and I think there's something specific with, and maybe it's because men don't do this enough, but I think men should. When a group of women that are like-minded kind of come together and like embark in like a spiritual practice together, like that's a really powerful thing.
Oh, I would love if men
fucking-
got together and did that.
Yeah, because I think there's so many men that I know.
So beneficial to them and society.
Yeah, I know a lot of men that are very woo-woo, but would never say that about themselves. And I'm like, you have a deeper intuition in certain things than I do, and I think that's incredible.
Oh, any guy that I've been dating and I brought up astrology to, they're always like, what does mine say?
Yeah,
What does mine say?
it's my birth time.
Yeah, it's because it's fun and it's interesting. Yeah, and I just when I said, well, coven is 3 or more people, you really do, like, you're right, you really do feel that energy. And I remember the first time I felt like in real life coven energy was I was doing just doing like that half nude photo shoot in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
That I had just gotten in good physical health again after all the grief and loss, and I was like, I just want to be naked all the time because it was like years.
You love being naked.
It was years of me like wanting to be fully clothed, which was like so unlike me.
Right.
Since I've been a girl, I've loved to be naked, which causes problems. But and so I was there, and Anastasia was there. The Spiritual Goth, book something with her if you are interested. One of the only trusted people here on the show. And her and I were doing something spiritual in LA, and like, of course, it ran over because we always get
both excited.
We're just doing too much. We're just doing a lot.
Yeah,
there was a lot of things that need cleansing at that time, and then so I'm like, okay, well, the people for the photo, the makeup artist showed up, and then it turns out like her and Anastasia knew each other.
Wow.
And then the photographer who Anastasia had recommended for, she showed up, and she's modeled for her before, and then there was just something about like the energy of these, and Anastasia ended up staying for the whole shoot because just like she knew the people, and then like the energy in the room of these 4 people, there was just something about this particular configuration of women that just felt so powerful. It like took me back, and I think like you see it in the photos, it was so magical, and I was like, I need to get groups of powerful, creative, introspective women together more, and not like to talk and make meetings about plans necessarily, just to like exist and do girly stuff.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Yeah,
it's so fun.
Yeah.
Ani and I do like once a month for the full moon. We do we'll pull tarot for each other over Zoom because she's in Boston, and we'll do meditation first, and we'll talk about like, did anything weird happen to you this month, and just kind of keeping track of it. And we actually were pulling cards, and we did it last night, the night before last night. And I told her about the thing that you will announce at some point, and she was like, the smile on her face it was just like, this is so right. Like that's the reaction. And then we were pulling cards for each other, and we were both like, these cards are for Corinne. Like we both knew it.
Oh, you gotta tell me what they were.
Yeah, I'll tell you off air. But yeah, they were very. One was the Empress.
I get the Empress all
the
the
time.
much.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So much. Yeah.
And it's, but like even just doing that over Zoom, like having a buddy that you do that with, pull cards for each other. And I think I also really encourage men, like get a fucking Oracle deck or a tarot deck. Get it for yourself. And because I think that really encourages introspection. It's an interesting thing. You could be very curious, but just be open-minded about it. But that one guy on my Patreon that I was like, dude, you should get a deck and pull cards for yourself. He swears by this. Every time he comes to the Patreon Zoom, he's like, and then I pull cards or like something woo happened to him. I'm like, this is amazing.
If you were able to convince Coscarelli, any man, I mean, Coscarelli is like so logical, so by the book. I mean,
cynical about all of this shit.
Such a Virgo, you know?
Very.
So, I mean, if you can convince Coscarelli.
He got a tarot reading from Donna that was so terrible, and like mind-boggling and mind-blowing that he is making the business moves that he's making, which is for the best, because it's otherwise you hang in too long and that's sad and you lose a lot of money. So yeah,
wow,
tarot's really a life-changing thing.
Well, I needed it because, like I said, I was having some problems with tarot reading. I was like, I need you to do it for me because I'm having a disconnect between me and my deck right now.
It's very helpful when people pull cards for each other.
Yeah,
it's more like there's none of your own personal ego involved in it. You're just like pulling cards for somebody that you love. So it's like it flows easier.
Yeah,
seems to flow.
Yeah.
Have you ever done tarot?
Yeah.
Oh, remember he showed us the one.
Oh, the layout,
the spread, and then we're like, well, what question did you ask?
And you didn't ask anything, right?
And it was also an oracle deck, not a tarot deck, and it was like the vaguest oracle deck we've ever seen in our entire lives.
Yeah.
Good, bad, medium.
Yeah. We don't like this.
Like, what? We're like, what was the question?
I also really want aliens to come this year.
I know. I was actually for Christmas looking if there was a way I could better facilitate that for you, and I was coming up a little dry, and I was disappointed in myself.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I can't stage a fake. I mean, like,
no, you can't.
I don't know
because you don't want it to be fake.
I don't know real aliens, and then I was like, I was like, what if it was something?
You don't know it.
I literally, Krystyna, this morning, I was thinking, I was like, what if I hired an actor to abduct Krystyna from her?
I would just be really horny.
This is like a real thought
someone's kidnapping me?
And I was like, but it's inauthentic. But I was like, what if it's just like, speaking it into an existence? I was
that's very sweet.
I said, is there like some kind of an immersive alien abduction experience that we can get Krystyna?
That'd be so. I would just be very turned on the whole time. I don't know if that would do what you would hope it would do. But and then the alien, the drones and everything. It's just interesting it's an interesting piece to follow, and I've been following it a lot lately. But boy, can you get radicalized on YouTube. Holy hell. You just got to look up one topic. Yeah. And then every time you open the YouTube, I'm on YouTube all the time. It just
don't become a flat earther, Krystyna.
No. I mean, I say that now, but you just get fed theory after theory after theory. Yeah. That's the same theory. And there's this thing in your brain. It's like a little dopamine hit of like, wait a second. Another guy was saying that same thing. So you watch the video and it's like, okay.
But I also think because of where we are in history, in technology, we grew up in a time when kind of like if you read something or you saw something that meant it was real, and then it's not
necessarily true.
It's
right
not
now.
so anymore.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, if you see something that looks like a drone, it's a drone. UFOs have been known to, and there's government documents talking about this thing called mimicry, where it can mimic a sound of a helicopter or a shape of a thing. Obviously, if it's traveling from another universe, it's technology beyond what we can comprehend here. However, I will say there are videos of just straight up orbs, and I'm like, I don't know if that's an alien or what the fuck that is, but that's not a drone. Like so there's like two categories of things being spotted in the sky. Your girl almost drove to Morristown, New Jersey, because the second it gets dark over there from 5:30 p.m. to 11 p.m., they're just seeing shit. I'm like,
Morristown would be delightful during the holidays. I say take that drive.
Yeah, I might. Because I want to see it for myself, But yeah, I want to make contact with aliens. If they'll have me.
I really want that for you.
Well, when that EMF ghost detector that I had went off, and Colin thought to look up the Morse code.
Right.
And it was 4 short beeps and then 2 short beeps, and he looked it up and he goes, holy shit. And I was like, what? If you're shocked, then I'm going to be blown out of the water. And they go, it said hi in Morse code. I'm like, fuck, that's so cool. But then what do you do after that? Hi. Let's hang out.
Well, but what do you want to happen?
I don't know. I want to develop like a communication system like it's a person. Mm-hmm.
So you want a friend?
Yeah.
Is there an EMF it not transmit it, but is there a way you can go the other way, where you can do Morse code and EMF going the other direction?
Like you could say something.
I mean, I don't know.
Is
I have a soul. It's called a spirit box, and basically it's just an AM FM radio because those frequencies are very easy to interrupt. And there was a video on Instagram that was saying that like somebody was listening to a radio station in New Jersey, and then it just switched to like some guy talking, and it was weird. And I'm like, oh shit.
I'm sure there's an app where you can type in words and it will translate it to Morse code. I can't believe that someone wouldn't have invented that.
That's true.
There has to be, or even
there's
a
an
website.
app for everything. Also, if you are interested in the alien phenomena, the Enigma app, download it now while it's still free. It's a universal reporting app, and they document all of the historically reported UFO cases. But y'all, there are videos and photos that you upload on this app. The amount of sightings of some just straight up look like that's a plane or a balloon, and it needs to be so fucking obvious to me that it's not a plane or a balloon, right? There are so many videos on this app of people in Jersey and Queens and Brooklyn and in Manhattan seeing shit over the last couple years that is just straight up not technology. It's a UFO, or it's just obviously a UFO, and it's very exciting. I get lost on the Enigma app. It's amazing, and I'm sure it's free at the moment. So I'm sure at some point they're going to make you pay for it. But get that while you can. Get that while you can, guys. It is fascinating. If you're going to go down a rabbit hole, do the Enigma thing because it's just so exciting. If aliens exist, which they do, that's so exciting. It's so exciting.
It is. Was the Congress thing this year?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a 2-hour and 15-minute
Congressional hearing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that was a very cool. Again, I can't believe more people weren't talking about that like nonstop.
Right.
It felt very the announcement of that Congress was like basically like aliens exist felt very anticlimactic to me.
I know. Well, there's a lot of manipulation, a lot of speculation that like the government releases these things at very specific timing and to manipulate the public,
distract us from other things.
Yeah, and I just like since the beginning of time, governments have been manipulating their constituents, and it's depressing to me how often that happens. But
what were they trying to distract us from? You think that?
Who knows? Maybe. Well, with this time, maybe it's Ukraine. Maybe it's Gaza getting fucking annihilated. Maybe it's I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it's like internment camps in China. Who fucking knows? There's so many things that are happening on the planet that aren't great that you could go, well, but look at this, an alien.
Yeah.
We'll see. But come on, all the channelers are saying 2025, year of the alien. We'll see. How much time have we been recording, Eric?
We're at 1 hour 25.
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. Oh, we can save these for next time. You want to save them for next time?
Yeah, I feel like every year we prepare more show, and then
just talk about what we want to talk about.
Yeah, but that's great though. That's what this episode is.
Yeah,
this is end of the year recap.
Yes. Get somebody, you can get for somebody this year a Luminary subscription.
Yeah.
Because apparently there's a lot of fucking ads on the show when you're not a paid subscriber, and you can enjoy that. And then we do bonus episodes.
Bonus episodes are so fun.
They're so enjoyable to record.
Very fun.
I feel freer because less people listen to them. So like I get a lot of personal stuff that I want to talk about out of the way.
We go ham on the...
And we read your emails and they're fucking nuts in the best way.
Yeah, and then usually like we identify a theme within the emails, and then it kind of just heightens. Because reading one email is fun, but reading a bunch of emails in a row,
it's very interesting.
Kind of gets the motor running in a different way.
Yeah, and you're like, damn, man, a lot of people going through some wild shit. Wild shit.
But anyway, thank you guys for being fuckers for 2024. Many of you much longer.
Yeah.
Many years.
We appreciate
many of you since the beginning.
Yeah, and guess what? 2025 is going to be our year, actually. Like really much, very much so.
So thank you for joining us. This has been Guys We Fucked, the anti-slut shaming podcast, and we'll talk to you next year.